Hey, good morning, everybody. John here with FNP Wargamers. It's our FNP Morning Show. And sorry, oops, that was a little loud. Super excited. Something arrived from Amazon. I got some more standard photopolymer resin. I'm going to be a 3D printing fool today. And it was on sale. It was like 100 grams for, 1,000 grams. I'm assuming that's what that is. For like, it was like $10 off. I was super excited. I was like, buy. I've managed to print off a lot with the Eglo Mars or whatever, however you say it, Elego Mars, and with just like a 500 gram, I'm assuming that's gram, bottle. Now I've got double. I'm super stoked. So anyways, you're not here to listen to me rant about, or not rant, but talk about 3D printing. But I am going to be a 3D printing fool this weekend. I'm super excited. I got an Absolver bolt pistol, full size. That is the pistol that you see, the Warhammer 40,000 players, the Primaris Chaplain, and I believe the Primaris Apothecary both have those pistols. I know at least the Chaplain does. I don't know about the Apothecary. They might have their own special pistol. At any rate, I'm going to be printing off one of those. Oh, super excited. All right, let's move on. So we do have a lot of stuff to cover today. So I am going to talk, as usual, Games Workshop first. Oh, well, you know what? We can look at this live together. So, we knew that the Space Marine Heroes 3 was coming to the U.S. finally. U.S., UK. It was over in, I know at least, it was over in Japan last year. And for some reason I want to say it was like in Australia or somewhere else. And eventually it made its way here. This is just like the Ultramarine Tactical Squad and the Blood Angel Terminator Squad that came out already. And some stores actually got those back in stock, which is really cool. This series, though, it's only 6 models, but they are unique Death Guard models. Hey, good morning, Noms Cloud. These are unique Death Guard models. Don't know what the captain... I still can't find what this leader model looks like. I'll keep looking. But for you Death Guard players out there, man, here you go. It is 6 unique sculpts that are not out there. It's a blind box, so every box is random. They're around $7 unless the prices come down. They should be $7 US per box. So good luck. Oh, okay. Yeah, Nam says that these would have been great for my kill team if I still played. Yeah, actually, that's a very good point. This is ideal for a kill team. Very good point, Nam. I really appreciate that. So, anyways, you can buy it online, or I would really recommend you guys go to your local game store. Go to them first before you go to a big box store. Because it really does help them out. And like I've said many times before, and I will say many times in the future, without your local stores, you don't got nowhere to go. So buy from them first, and then if they're out, then try elsewhere. At any rate, so you got 6 models coming. Don't know what that last one is. They're doing their best to blur it out. But $7 a model. 6 of them would be, was that about $42? Is that I'm not sure if I'm using the right math, or I had to use Common Core math and divide by an apple and then multiply by, grams to get the number. I'm not sure. Common Core. At any rate, you're paying a little bit more than what you would normally. A 5-man box would be about $35. Oh, actually, that's about right. So buying 6 of these would be the same value as buying a 5-man box of, say, Space Marines for $35. So cool. All right, so we're going to move on. I wanted to reiterate, this weekend starts this new year-long campaign or special event, whatever you want to call it, for Warhammer stores and Games Workshop stores in your area or anywhere, as long as they're open and they're not in lockdown. So sorry, UK and Germany, France, and one other country over in Europe. At any rate, starting this month, actually starting tomorrow, every month, while supplies last, there will be a free model to be given out. And a lot of those stores, probably all those stores, will be running a painting competition that centers around that free model. So that's really cool. Now, these models are going to very, 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 very likely center around Age of Sigmar, especially the Broken Realms narrative. Who knows? Down the line, they might change their mind. They might change things up. We don't know. But right now, assume Age of Sigmar. So even if you don't care, maybe one of your friends does care about the Age of Sigmar models. So consider going to the store, regardless whether you are going to do anything with the model or not, and picking it up for your friend. Wink, wink. I don't know how much more I could wink there. I'm not having an epileptic fit. I'm just trying to wink, wink, nudge, nudge, you guys. At any rate, so you can go pick up that free model, and while supplies last. So probably maybe a week, and that'll be it. Also, at least here in the U.S., if you spend $100 each month, there's going to be a collectible coin that you can get. And these coins will be either Warhammer 40,000 or Age of Sigmar. Those are the two big, those are the two banner systems that everything else falls under, all their other specialist games. So this month it's going to be the Morathi themed coin, because that is when Broken Realms kicks off. So that's cool. And if you get 6 coins, you'll be able to pick up this little display case to have them in. The coins, I should have. It's out there in the other room. They're about this around the size of a quarter. They're definitely bigger than a nickel. Maybe the size of a quarter, maybe a little bit less. At any rate, if you like the collectibles like that, this is a perfect opportunity. There will be 12. So really cool. And also this weekend at your store starts, I don't know how long this is going to last. It could just be the month of November. Could be this whole 12 months that's going to go on. At any rate, basically go in and buy 10 pots of paint, and the most expensive paint, which is usually the big tall bottles, you'll get that one for free. So basically you're buying, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, I just want to make sure. You're buying 9 and getting 1 for free. That's a big deal. It's really a big deal because Games Workshop has never done, hey guys, 10% off, 15% off, $5 off, $22 off. They always, and I'm not going to go into it. You can find plenty of articles out there that talk about why putting stuff on discount or dollars off devalues and something else, the product, especially to investors and to the customers, the consumers. So when you do something like this, or one of the things that we're going to be getting into, yes, there is a savings that they are passing on to you, but it's the way that they're doing it. I don't understand the psychology of business. I'm not even going to try. Anyways, it is a sale, but it's not a sale. Okay, I'm just going to move on. All right, so let's talk about Broken Realms. This is still one of the first. Ooh, you know what? We're about ready to get into a spoiler, and I'm glad that they put that here. If you don't want a spoiler about Broken Realms that's coming up, go on pre-order tomorrow and for release of next week on the 14th. Turn the volume down. Just turn the volume down, and I'll do this at the end. I'll wave my hands at you. And then you can jump back on. So here we go. My girlfriend, Morathi, pretty much any sexy Medusa type gal is my girlfriend. Vraska from Magic the Gathering, near and dear to my heart. She's number 1. Morathi's number 2. And then the actual Medusa especially Medusa from that last Clash of the Titans. Oh, goodness gracious me. At any rate, you don't want to hear me talk about that. So what's going to be cool is, looks like one of the biggest changes is that you can take, if you ever buy the Morathi model, there's the larger Shadow Queen model. That's her big transform state with the wings and the snake body and snake hair and all that jazz. And then there's the smaller one, which I believe is called, well, like I think they tell me right here, Morathi Cain, or the Shadow Queen. Now you'll be able to field it together. And if the Shadow Queen is on the table, wounds and mortal wounds that would be allocated to that model are instead allocated to the Shadow Queen. Okay, so if the Morathi is on the table and the Shadow Queen, any wounds that the Morathi model, the smaller one, takes is transferred over to the Shadow Queen. And unfortunately, if the Shadow Queen model is slain, then the Morathi model is slain. So it is kind of a risk, but you're also boosting your power and boosting all the different abilities. Because like the Morathi model, I think it's the Morathi model. Nope, it's the Shadow Queen model. We'll get it right. Has all these, both of them have all these abilities, but the Shadow Queen model, if there's any enemy models within 3 inches of the Shadow Queen, that's the big model, you get to add 1 to attack characteristics of the melee weapons used by the Harpies and the Medusa, those are the serpent girls, that are wholly within 18 inches. So that means every model that is 100% within 18 inches, not like half out, half in, they've got to be wholly within 18 inches. They're going to get a bonus extra attack. That's pretty huge. Especially when you consider her base size, which I think is 90 millimeters. Could be 60, but I'm pretty sure it's 90 millimeters. That's a big base. That is a very big base. However, Morathi Cain, the smaller model, she's got a command ability that you can activate during the hero phase, which is in the beginning. And if you do, you get to pick 1 friendly Daughters of Cain unit within 24 inches of the model, which is a huge range. That you can shoot, or if it is, that unit can shoot, or if it's within 3 inches of an enemy model, it can fight. That's during the hero phase. That means you still have your regular phase of being able to move and attack and everything. That's pretty awesome. That's really awesome. So we got some revised stats for the Shadow Queen. Pretty much everything has kind of got a nice boost, and we've been seeing this happened in 40K. Now we're kind of seeing it happen in Age of Sigmar a little bit more. Is that a lot of the abilities that were a lot of random dice rolls, and the random dice rolls for damage are still happening, but we're starting to see more specific damage start to take place. So in this case, the damage tables they've got now established damage tables instead of random. That's good and bad, because usually when you go from a random dice roll to a static number, I mean, it's good because you're getting a nice solid value that you can always count on. However, it's usually less than the maximum of the potential with the random dice roll. So it's kind of a catch-22, or not a catch-22. It's kind of a maybe it is. No, it's not a catch-22, but it's got its pluses and minuses. I'm okay with it because having fixed damage to me is always better. I know I can rely on those attacks and that damage. I'm happy with that. The Deepkin are also got an update, especially those Achillean Alopexes, or the big flying sharks. They've got some abilities that are really kind of predatory, but related to like sharks. So if there are any enemy models that are wounded within 3 inches, or if any enemy models in 3 inches were slain of this unit, they get to add a bonus attack to their ferocious bites, which is really cool. That just kind of like that shark frenzy getting all worked up. I'm not going over all of these, but there are pretty much improvements and adjustments for both the Daughters of Cain and I didn't have Deepkin. So this is kind of a way for them to sneak in, if you will, future updates. So I imagine a lot of these updates that we're seeing here, you're going to want these books, and when they get their next wave of battle tomes, probably starting in about this time next year, you will see these changes carried over, and possibly in the General's Handbook. That's kind of their thing. We definitely seen that with Warhammer 40,000. We're very likely seeing that's how they're going to do these updates. Get you to buy the Broken Realms books, just like 40k players bought the Psychic Awakening books, because all the new information, in your case, if you're an Age of Sigmar player, War Scroll cards and battalions and all these new updated rules. You're going to want those rules because you don't know when you're going to get your battle tome updated. And that's exactly what we were getting with Psychic Awakening into 9th edition. You're going to have Broken Realms right into the next edition of Age of Sigmar. I doubt that is next year, but it very well could be. No idea, guys. No idea. Anyways, long story short, a lot of things are getting updates, like the Leviathan is getting some, looks like up to 3 new monsters traits that you can choose from. Deep Mare, the mounts, those are getting updates. So a lot coming down the line, and we're still only barely seeing everything is being updated. So they do that. They'll put out, hey, here's 3 or 4 updates, but there's many more behind that. So expect that. One of the last things for Games Workshop, before we get into some pricing that's going to be coming up and how much you're going to save, there are some updates for Kill Team. Really, I think this is more of a tactics overview more than it is anything else, but Sisters of Battle are looking very juicy if you play Kill Teams or Adeptus Sororitas, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to go with the original Sisters of Battle, or the Bolter Babes. We're going to go with Bolter Babes, not the other alternative name. So give it a look over, and expect more popping up with Kill Team. They are about ready to launch something. I doubt really late this year. It'll probably be next year. It could very, very well be in time for Christmas, but they're about ready to push forward with some more Kill Team, especially now that, the Blackstone Fortress game is over. That they're now can shift gears to another specialist game. So we've seen Blackstone Fortress on its way out. Adeptus Titanicus is kind of slowed down, but now we're starting to get big changes for Warcry and big changes for that other game? Why can't I think of it? Warcry, Blood Bowl. A lot of stuff is coming down the line, so this is a way for them to keep stuff fresh. So expect some big changes to Kill Team in the next few months. All right, let's get on to savings real quick before we get into some really cool Inhuman models coming. All right, so this week's pre-orders. This information comes courtesy of Gary. Thank you, Gary. I really appreciate it. I went ahead and broke down a little bit more. I got the pricing from Gary, but I broke down the values and savings of the upcoming boxes. So the first thing I want to talk about is going on sale or going on pre-order this weekend is going to be the yearly Bugman model or every other year Joseph Bugman model. I just typed in the basic name, Bugman Soon. US. This is US allocations. I don't know about your country. I know we got people in Japan, South Africa, Germany, Canada, and of course here in the US. So at least here in the US, allocated up to 2 for your local game store. It is $35. That's pretty normal for that size character. You're not going to get any extra value or savings out of that. Now, for the upcoming Broken Realms battle boxes, I guess you want to call them, or the new start collecting boxes or battalion boxes, we are going to see that the old start collecting are going to be going to a new name. So like Warhammer 40,000 start collectings are going to be combat patrols. I'm not sure exactly what these are going to call. I think they're just going to basically be battalions, or War Scroll battalions, or whatever their special name is. So the first up is Ven Breck's Black Watch. That is your Stormcast Eternal box. Local stores are only being allocated, as of right now, or as of yesterday, allocated one box. So if you want these, make sure that you are pre-ordering. Pay for the pre-orders. Like, even though they're not taking pre-orders until tomorrow, Atomic Hobby Shop, I don't work there, so I'm not, but I know I'm not advertising for them, but I know that they will advertise tomorrow. 10% off if you pre-order by the following Wednesday. And since they're only going to have one allocation, it might be a good idea to take advantage of it. Now, and here's the reason why: 10% off. When you look at these values, this is without that 10% off. So the Black Watch box is going to cost $100 US. I think it's $110 in Canada, or maybe $120 in Canada. The total value of that box, if you were to break everything down, is approximately $140, give or take $1 or $2. The savings, $40. If you pre-order that, at least at the Atomic Hobby Shop, you're going to save $50, because it's going to be 90 versus 40, or 90 versus 100, so 50 versus 40. Hopefully all that makes sense. Basically, you're saving taxes, and you are going to be saving another $40. So really, I don't know why people don't pre-order. Then there's the Slaves to Darkness, Gresh's Iron Reapers. Not that big of a savings. I don't know how because that kit is going to be like 3 of their big chariots, but it's going to cost $90 US, $120 value in it, and so you're saving $30, not to include the 10%. Shadow Pact is for Cities of Sigmar. It looks like it's largely the Dark Elves, not Daughters of Cain, but the Dark Elves that are aligned with Cities of Sigmar. It had a black dragon in it and a couple other snazzy units. I don't remember all the different units. But $90, you save $130, or no, it's $130 value. You're going to save $40. The last one is the Blood Surf Hunt. This is probably the best value out of all of them, especially when you take into account your savings if you are pre-ordering. Your local stores like the Atomic Hobby Shop has a pre-order special going on. So the Blood Surf Hunt, still allocated to one, $90 US. The value in the box is $140. $140. And you're going to save $50. So, I mean, you could turn around and buy another. I mean, this is a great way to start. If you look at all these different savings, and like what I talked about with the combat patrol boxes for Death Watch and Space Wolves that are coming out this weekend, the savings in these boxes, you can essentially buy those boxes, turn around, and that money that you saved, especially if you pre-ordered, you can buy another upgrade box for whatever you saved. So I know the Death Watch box, you saved about $60. You could turn around and buy another Intercessor Squad. Same thing with the Space Wolf. Or you could use that money to buy your Codex. I mean, it is such a good deal. Even if you've already got your Codex and you don't need any more models besides what's in these boxes. Take that savings to buy new paints, new brushes, new super glue. You know, that it's such a good deal, guys and gals. I don't know why people bypass them. Such a good deal. Now, the last thing is the Shadow and Pain box set. That's that large box set with Daughters of Cain versus the Hedonites of Slaanesh. And what you're getting in those two boxes is pretty sizable armies, just like you're getting in, or War Scroll battalions, just like you're getting in these other smaller boxes. We are also getting 2 unique characters in there, plus a host of other things. Here's the thing. $170 US. That's for the box, okay? That's for the box. There's $360 worth of product in that box. $360. You're saving $190. Remember I was talking about 10% off? Split that box with somebody and it's going to cost you $85. And now you're saving even more money because maybe you don't need both of those armies. It's just bewildering that people don't take advantage of this. But you know what? A lot of people actually do take advantage more than what I think we realize. But you really need to jump on this, guys and gals. You really need to jump on this. Pounce on it. It's such a good deal. All right. Even if you can't split the boxes right now, I mean, you can do it later because somebody's like, hey, I need can I get that new model, the new Lord of Pain model from the Shadow and Pain box? Yeah, give me like $40. They could have split it but and made it cheaper, but they didn't. The Broken Realms book allocated to one per store. I'm going to double check that, but it looked like it was only one per store. This is just the initial allocation, guys and gals. Just the initial. This isn't like, hey, this is limited time only. This is not a limited supply or exclusive models or anything like that besides the Bugmanson. The rest of these are going to be standard product. It's just this initial allocation because of the COF-19 that's going on, or Nurgle's rot, whatever you want to call it, that this initial allocation for US stores is a smaller amount. It will get boosted up later, but if you want it and you got those pre-ordered prices, jump on it now. All right, anyways, that book's going to be $40. It is a beefier book than the Psychic Awakening books, hence the $10 increase. It's almost double the size of the, if you guys are familiar with the Psychic Awakening books. I believe it was around 90 pages for the Broken Realms book, which is huge. All right, so let's get on to the Inhumans because we're wrapping up our time here. Well, before I do that, let me talk about future of the channel. Wednesdays, I think we're going to stick to an evening show. So probably around 6:30 p.m. before we go into Havoc Maker Studio for Paint and Chat. Mondays, and possibly today, but probably Monday's show, since there's a lot to digest over the weekend. There's so much data dump over the weekend. The Monday show, for those of you that are on YouTube, it's going to be broken up into 15-minute segments. If you're joining me live here on Twitch, it will be probably an hour-long show. For those of you on Twitch or on YouTube, I'll be breaking it up into smaller segments. So I'll be a little bit more focused on, hey, here's the Age of Sigmar segment. Here's the Warhammer 40,000. Here's Marvel Crisis Protocol. Whatever might be up on the plate for news. All right, so let's get on with this so I can wrap this up here really quick. Coming up, we are in the month of November, and we know that there's going to be sales, Veterans Day sales. And if you're here in Houston, I know Atomic Hobby Shop usually they'll do a Veterans Day sale for everybody. If you are a veteran, you get an extra discount. So something to consider. Then we got Black Friday, and as Black Friday deals build up over on FNP Wargamers Facebook page and their blog spot, I'll have links up on the webpage for that, or on the Facebook page for that. I will slowly build up links and descriptions of all the amazing deals that we're going to be able to get for Black Friday, so you guys can take advantage of that. So watch for that. Pretty much Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, I will be updating you guys as we go. So, Marvel Crisis Protocol. I already talked about this Wednesday night. This is, if you're not familiar, this is Black Bolt. He is the king of the Inhumans. He's also a member of the Illuminati, which is going to be curious to see if we get the Illuminati as a team affiliation later on down the line. The Illuminati being Doctor Strange, Black Bolt, Namor, Iron Man, and there was one or two more, Professor X, and I forget who the fifth man was. Anyways, it'll be interesting to see. Anyways, the Inhumans are they're byproducts of, if I remember correctly, of Kree technology and hampering. If you watch the Shield TV show, I think they changed it up a little bit, but in the comics, they were either celestial creation. No, that's the Eternals. So I think they were byproduct of some experiments from the Kree race. They have this mist, the Terrigen, I think it's a Terrigen mist, that once they get to a certain age, they go in and they get into the mist, and then they get wrapped up in a cocoon. And once they hatch, basically, that's when they get their powers and some physical changes. So in the case of Black Bolt, he cannot, well, he can talk, but if he speaks, it's essentially apocalyptic levels of damage that he can project with his voice. So he doesn't speak all that often, but he can fly. He's super strong. He can whisper and do a lot of damage. So it'll be interesting to see how he plays in Marvel Crisis Protocol. But he is the leader of the Inhumans. So let's take out the Inhumans. So next up is Lockjaw. He is a big, looks like a giant bull mastiff. And a lot of people think of him as a dog, but he was a person, or he is a person. Just the Terrigen Mist turned him into this. I know one of his big abilities is the ability to teleport, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays into the game. Teleport other people around. He has a couple other abilities, but they're not as well known. We also have Medusa, and not like my sexy Medusa or Vraska or Marathi, but this is the Marvel Comics version, well, not of Medusa, but her codename is Medusa. Let's just go with that. Anyway, she has this long ass hair, and she has like really super strong hair, like tensile strength is incredible. She can control it to do all sorts of amazing things. She's really a cool character. It doesn't sound like that would be cool, like, oh, I got hair that can move and do stuff. It's really badass. I really do like the character, and it looks like they're putting a lot of hair on this model. So, you know what? Get your conditioner and shampoo ready, because this character is going to be needing it. Holy crap, she must spend a small fortune on it. Last up of our reveals is Crystal. And Crystal is probably the most human looking. Well, they're all human looking except for Lockjaw and Triton and Karnak. And I forget the other. I always forget what the guy with the hooves, his name is. Anyways, Gorgon. She controls fire and water, and I think a couple other. Basically, she has elemental control. Interesting enough, she does get married at one point in time to Johnny Storm or the Human Torch with the Fantastic Four. So who knows? We might see Fantastic Four down the line. Oh, Reed Richards is the other member of the Illuminati. There we go. Which means that we're very likely going to see Fantastic Four, and she might end up like She-Hulk. She could end up being, and maybe even Spider-Man, other members of that team affiliation. That's really cool. And Wolverine and the Hulk have all been parts of the Fantastic Four. Read your comics. All right. Anyways, so that's really cool. Will we see the three other main members? Maybe even the fourth one, if you want to count the big bad guy. I can remember his name, like Maxwell or Maximilian or something like that. But there's Triton. He's kind of a fish man, basically. There is Karnak. He big head, martial artist, but he can find the weakness in anything and exploit it and pretty much break it. And then there's Gorgon, big, massive guy. Whenever he stomps his hoof on the ground, it can create shock waves and tremors and all that kind of stuff, earthquakes. So it'll be interesting to see if it's just going to be these four for the Inhumans, or are we going to see a couple more characters? I don't know. Now that we've seen these extra characters, I think we're going to see them all by April. If it follows everything else Atomic Mass Games has done with their previews, we'll probably see these in the next 5 months. We are not going to see them in December, because in December they are taking a break from cranking out models and releasing them, which is good for us because that gives us time to buy the models that are already out, get caught up. But they will be putting out some free material, free scenarios, especially Ultimate Encounters, and more stuff for us. So a lot of awesome stuff coming down the line from Marvel Crisis Protocol. Super excited about that. I hope you guys are too. So with that said, let me pull this up. All right. So tonight, Havoc Maker Studio. This is my paint channel. We will be painting up Ahriman from the Thousand Suns for Warhammer 40,000. And we'll be diving back into Wong from Marvel Crisis Protocol. I already started on him. He's looking pretty dapper. Not too happy about the fire, but we're going to try to fix that. And I think that's it, guys and gals. So not an hour, a little bit over a half hour, but I tend to run my mouth when I'm on the channel. All right, so you guys have yourself a wonderful Friday, a great weekend. Make sure you get to your local stores for those pre-orders. Go to your friendly local game stores, preferably before you go to the big box stores or Amazon or anything else. Support your local stores, guys and gals. I always go to Atomic Hobby Shop, but I also support a couple of our other local stores when I get a chance to get out that way, like Eden Games and Hobbies out in Humble, and the Fat Ogre Games and Comics up in the Woodlands, and occasionally Asgard Games down in Sugarland area. So if you get a chance, visit your local store. Really support them, guys. Really support them, especially with everything going on. Most of them offer curbside pickup, and they have online stores where you can just give them a call, walk in, or give them a call, pay for over the phone, and drive up and get a pickup delivery. So something to consider. I really do appreciate everybody that does go out to the stores and supports them. I do hear back. Make sure you go to their Facebook pages. Just support your locals. Okay, guys and gals. My name is John, and this has been FNP Morning Show here on Friday morning. I'll see you either on Havoc Maker Studio tonight at 7:30 p.m. Central Time, or I'll see you back here on Monday at 10 a.m. Central Time, provided there's no alien invasion or Cthulhu Rising, whatever. And even then, as long as the internet doesn't go out, I will probably still be on the show. So you guys have a great weekend. Social distance, wear your mask, wash your hands, and use some hand sanitizer for all of our sakes so we can get through this and get back to some level of normalcy. All right, guys. See you later.